Studio 500. This is the Scott Newman Show. Give it up for your host, Scott Newman.
All right. Hey, hello, good morning, Smith Ranch Homes. This is your old pal, Scott Newman. Hope all is well where you are. This is the second episode of the Scott Newman Show. Many episodes don't make it beyond their pilot episodes, so we're really excited to bring you another installment of, well, whatever this is. We continue to have Chris Ellingson behind the glass, the trusty producer of making this beauty of a show happening. Hey, Chris, good morning. How are you doing? There he is. All right. In effort to reflect what we've been doing here at Smith Ranch, every employee in advance of their shift is giving us a symptom check. So, Chris, we're going to do a symptom check here. First and foremost, do you have a fever of 100 or above? Looks like he's taking it. Okay. Is that thumbs up saying fever? Thumbs down saying below 100? How does that work? All right. I think he's good, though. I think that's what he gave me. Sore throat. Cough. No. Shortness of breath? No? All right. Looks like you passed with flying colors. So let us know if those symptoms change at all. But we can move on. And looks like Chris is good to go. We also have RJ, our camera operator, who set us up. He's on the intercom in the wellness office. Hey, good morning, RJ. Can you hear me?
Coming in clear.
Hey, RJ, how are you doing? Hey, I want to ask you, you saw our first episode. Tell us what you thought.
Oh, the pilot episode? Yeah, it took me for a flight, Scott. It was awesome.
Wow, hey, so you were one of the few that liked it, RJ. That's great. That's good on your end. Thank you. But wow, yeah, that pilot episode, that was something. First off, though, we want to apologize for the delay on that. We delayed it for a couple more days of editing because if you saw the raw footage that we had to work with, putting lipstick on a pig was probably an understatement. I wouldn't call it a total train wreck, but I'm not ready to tell my wife Sheridan that we're packing up the family and moving to Hollywood anytime soon. She'll easily agree with that, as she was a little concerned about my professional integrity after she saw the clip and wondered if I still had a job. So, sweetheart, I think we're good. We were celebrating last night over a bowl of tasty rigatoni with pesto sauce when I bit my tongue. Not biting my tongue like a husband should do around his wife. Chris, you'll see about that soon enough. But literally, I bit my tongue while I'm eating. So I'm rocking a swollen tongue today as I conduct a talk show. Not exactly the greatest scenario, and I'm already playing hurt. But the show must go on, and we're going to do a quick turnaround today on this show. We're committing to new episodes on Fridays, especially due to popular demand. We're recording this on Thursday, April 30th. We're going to do a quick editing job and release this again tomorrow on May 1st. That's not a lot of turnaround time, and so we're going to look a lot like the pilot episodes. But I think there might be a little fun, kind of low-quality local access shtick that kind of makes it fun, right? Remember, though, that our episodes are uploaded to the Smith Ranch Homes YouTube channel, and we invite all the residents and staff that are watching this to subscribe to the Smith Ranch Homes channel, so anytime there's a new episode of the Scott Newman Show or any other videos or activities that we post, you'll get an instant alert, so we recommend you check that out. We have some fun things planned today for today's episode. We have another riveting installment of Scott's 6. We have an exciting employee interview that's going to show some behind-the-scenes department activities. A new game called Will It? And none of that makes sense to you right now, but really it was just a way for us to break stuff, and I think you'll see some of the fun that we had. And finally, we're going to close with a special Scott's sentiment. Let's take a quick break. I'm excited to see what kind of music our ranch rockin' band will play for us on the way out. We're going to jump back into Scott's 6 right after this. Thanks. All right, welcome back, everybody. We reached the very special segment of the Scott Newman Show called the Scott 6. And we never really know what kind of subject we can go with here. The world's our oyster. We've alluded to a couple of ideas from the other segments, but today, because we're coming off of our pilot episode, we thought it'd be important to maybe take some time and digest all of the feedback you've offered us. Emails, phone calls, letters under the door. You're pretty creative and pretty thoughtful and pretty vicious in some of your feedback, and I thank you for that, because every criticism is a constructive piece of criticism, I always say. So we've taken the best of your feedback and we've created today's subject, which is going to be top 6 comments we received regarding the first episode of the Scott Newman Show. Let's get into it. Number 6. That seems to be more of a combination of comment and question, but this viewer said, "With your computer hacked, did you mean to post this as some sort of personal vanity project?" Whoa. Okay, well, appreciate the feedback, person. Let me just answer it to you this way. No. Yes. Maybe. Next. Number 5. Well, this one I welcome. "Wow, you look like a young Paul Newman. Meow." Well, thank you, ma'am. Or sir. I appreciate the feedback. We do work hard here on making everything look great. My wife's at home actually giving me haircuts after she's been watching YouTube clips. So, sweetheart, that comment really is meant for you. And we're still determining if the left or right side is the best. So keep those comments coming in. Love it. Number 4. Well, this seems to be maybe from the neighbor next door, the last commenter. "Wow, you look a lot like Newman from Seinfeld." Oh, okay. Well, sir or ma'am, you may think of that as a personal attack, but I'll have you know that Newman is probably my favorite character on Seinfeld. So, while you meant to be hurtful, I welcome that comment. Thank you. Next, number 3. Does Chris talk? Well, Chris is out there. He's out there. And no, Chris does not talk. One of the agreements that we had is that Chris can help, but Chris cannot talk. One of the chief reasons is that we're trying to identify who Scott Newman is and who Chris Ellingson is. Because as you know, Chris is called Scott about 5 times a day, and I'm called Chris about 5 times a day. So Chris, thanks for all your help, but like we agreed on, no talking. Next, number 2. You're a discount Johnny Carson. Well, I don't know. Is that a comment? Is that a positive or is that a negative? I don't know. I mean, discount kind of infers maybe a cheap knockoff, but Johnny Carson's a hell of a talk show host, so I'll take that as a welcome piece of feedback. Thank you. And Johnny Carson, this one's for you. Number 1 comment that we received regarding the first episode at the Scott Newman Show is quite simply, "Don't quit your day job." Oh, well, okay, yeah, I get it. I know we're at amateur hour around here, but I do want to say that I am recording this during the day, and I am at my job, so this actually is my day job, guys. So, anyways, thanks for the feedback on the comments. We do take it all pretty seriously and lighthearted, or, if you have a couple of shots to take, I can take it. I'm the Teflon Newman over here. That's the end of Scott 6. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back after the rockin' band plays us back in. We're going to jump into the interview with our guest, and we'll see you on the other side. See you soon.
So here we are at the desk, and Rosa, that you probably all know, is a reservationist. Difficult to recognize her with a black mask on. And she's taking the orders over the phone right now. All right, so here we are. We are going to do a quick kitchen tour just to give you an overview of what it takes to first take your orders over the phone or through emails, all the way down to the servers who are tallying the orders and then passing all those tallied to the kitchen, and then from the kitchen back to the server. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. You following? Yes, you are. Alright, so here we are. All the servers who are tallying all the orders that have been taken by either Rosa at the reservation desk, Andrea at the administration desk, or Edith at the chef's office desk. And basically all the salad are counted and then all the orders written in the little white boxes. As you can see also, the dining room has been converted into some kind of an assembly area where all the baskets are going to be organized by buildings and by floor before they go into your units. Okay, so here we are in the production line. We have April and Doug helping us out packing all the desserts in boxes. So as you can see, all the boxes are labeled for whatever dessert is inside. And some dessert ask for whipped cream or ice cream, and in that case, Doug is the man today who is filling all those little containers. And of course, since dining services is always thinking ahead, we are working on the desserts for tomorrow. So tomorrow, obviously, we're going to have, I think, a Kentucky Derby pie, pecan pie with chocolate sauce, and then baked pear. All right, so here we are in the dining room again. So here this is the phase before the last, before the basket actually go out. So I call the basket, this is something that I cannot get rid of, but basically they're plastic bags, as you know. So all the bags are kind of categorized by building. So 400, 600, we got the villas over here, 300, 100 and 200. And then the servers are going to start filling the plastic bags according to the ticket that is attached to each bag. Once this process is done, there is another layer of supervision where all the bags are going to be inspected one more time before the bags are actually closed. And then once this happens, they are going to be all stored in those metal racks, again by buildings. And then a couple of servers are going to be dedicated to go to each building to distribute the bags. All right, so that's it for the tour today. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank you for taking the time to follow me for a few minutes here. So I hope you have a better understanding about what happens behind the doors. I wish you all well. I know this is a challenging time for many of you. It is for us. And even though we are separated by a door, a wall, just rest assured that we are all together in this difficult period. So I wish you all well. Bye-bye.
right. All right, welcome back to the Scott Newman Show. We've got a new segment for you, and today we're going to call it Will It. And Will It's going to be an interesting segment we're going to maybe use now and in the future where we're going to ask the question, will it float? Will it roll? Today's question is going to be, will it break? Chris is up on the clubhouse terrace right now, and you're going to get actually a little glimpse of what the new terrace looks like while he's up there. But we asked ourselves, will an egg break when it's been put inside of a Smith Ranch Homes fruit-to-go container, nestled in a nice handkerchief face covering? But hold on, we went one step further, and we added on a face mask as a little parachute on top of, along the cup to see if that would maybe actually break its fall. And our question is, with all that put together, will the egg actually survive what would be maybe a 12-foot fall? Important comment to note though. Right now, resources are in shortage supply. We aren't running around here using fresh supplies that are being used, that could be used for other opportunities. I want to be clear here at the Scott Newman Show, we're mindful of that. The egg that we use in this segment had already expired, and the masks and face coverings that we use were already used by somebody and were actually in the process of being disposed. So we're reusing the items here. Important to note. So at this point, I want to connect with Chris up on the terrace. Chris, can you hear me? You coming through? Hey, Chris. All right. Hey, all right. It looks like you're in position. He's set. But before we even see what happens here, we sent our junior reporter, RJ Guba, out into the field to ask a variety of employees, will it break? Let's see what they had to say. Take it away, RJ.
Sylvia, do you think if we throw this little egg basket off the terrace, it'll crack?
An egg basket, if it
Yeah.
cracks?
It's wrapped around.
Oh, there's
the
an egg in there?
handkerchief, Yeah.
Is it hard boiled?
It's not.
How far from height?
It's maybe 20 feet.
I say yes, it could possibly fall out of the cup.
Oh, okay. Do you think this contraption, this egg in a basket, will crack if we throw it off the new terrace?
The egg?
Yes.
Yes.
You think this egg in a handkerchief will crack if we throw it off the new terrace?
It won't hold because this is not a good thing to use as a parachute.
So you think it'll crack?
It'll crack.
It will crack if we throw it off the terrace. Wrapped in a handkerchief.
No.
Yes, awesome, thanks. You throw this egg basket off the new terrace, do you think it'll crack? It's protected by a handkerchief.
Yes, it will. But then again, if you want to make an omelet, you got to crack some eggs.
Thanks, RJ. Okay, wow, that's a resounding lack of support for our project here. Good to see Rebecca seems to be pro egg. She's in support, but not a lot of other support. We're gonna jump out there back to Chris, who's up on the terrace. Okay, it looks like we're gonna be going live now on our drop. We're gonna get a countdown here of 3, 2, 1. There it goes. There it goes, and okay, that didn't look very promising. There was a little flutter of a parachute there, I think. We're gonna get a zoom in here, and ooh, that's not looking very good. I think we've got a clear answer here. It looks like we've answered our question. Yes, the egg will break. Welcome back. This is Scott's Sentiment. At the conclusion of the broadcast of our first episode, we quickly learned of the passing of Mr. George Brown on April 29th. I got to know Mr. Brown working with him on the Finance Committee, in which he offered lots of thought-provoking comments and feedback regarding the strategic planning and financial operations at Smith Ranch. That feedback is well received and will not be forgotten. I got to know Mr. Brown in my office, learning about his background as a school principal. We shared jokes about local sports, and exchanged our mutual appreciation of wine in local bottle shops. Mrs. Brown, we offer our sincere condolences to you and to family. Mr. Brown is going to be truly missed at Smith Ranch Homes. This brings up the special bond that Smith Ranch Homes presents to both residents and employees. Working at Smith Ranch Homes, we develop a close relationship to you, the resident, not often felt in most workplaces. These bonds are not often found elsewhere, and we truly hold them special. You call this your home. We as employees call this work. Yet we both live and work at a place in which we all operate as a family, making this association the most comfortable place for everyone, employees and residents. We want to thank you for being you. We love you. Stay safe, and we'll see you at the next episode.